Welcome to our What is Truth Bible series. And this week's question, do you see what I see? On a summer afternoon in 2011, I received a phone call from my 17-year-old son Adam, telling me he was experiencing chest pain and shortness of breath. We went to the emergency department at the local hospital. An EKG ruled out any heart-related problems. The doctor then did a physical examination and concluded it was probably just a pulled muscle. However, after some persistence on my part, he agreed to do a chest x-ray to verify his conclusion. The x-ray revealed Adam had a collapsed lung. After an emergency medical procedure, he was rushed by ambulance to another hospital, where it was determined Adam had a very rare condition which had caused his lung to collapse. He would eventually have surgery to correct the issue and would spend almost a month in hospital. Throughout this ordeal, Adam had about 40 chest x-rays. Many days he would have 2, and he had as many as 4 in one day. The only way they could monitor his lung was through an x-ray. This gave them a picture of what was happening inside his body. Externally, doctors were unable to diagnose his condition. X-rays, CT scans, MRIs, and ultrasounds are medical procedures used to determine what is happening inside our bodies. Before these forms of technology were invented, medical personnel could only evaluate a person's condition based on an external exam. What a difference it makes when they can see inside us. While such technology gives us great insight into the physical aspects of a person, it does little to reveal the true character of someone. What do you see when you look at another person? Obviously, you see some of their physical characteristics, but what about their character and the things that's inside that, as we often say, really make the person tick? Do you see what I see? Often, two people can have very different opinions about the same person. One thing is for certain, we do not see what God sees. 1 Samuel 16:7 tells us, the Lord does not look at the things people look at. People look at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart. Unlike the medical profession, who can look inside us from a physical perspective, we look at others and know them based on their outward appearance. The more we get to know a person, the more we think we know what is inside them. But the fact is, all we really know is what that person chooses to show us. Any of us can have hidden secrets, thoughts, or feelings that are not visible on the outside. But God sees us as we really are. We cannot hide anything from Him, and He sees the true you and me. The way a person acts can fool others, but can never fool God. The verse I read earlier says, the Lord looks at the heart. He doesn't look at our hearts the way a doctor would do so from a physical perspective. When God looks at our hearts, He sees our inner being, what makes us who we are. His power to do so is much greater than any X-ray or MRI. Before starting surgery on my son, the doctor ordered a CT scan to give him a clearer picture of what they were dealing with. Unfortunately, the scan did not show the precise problem with his lung, and only through surgery was the exact problem detected. Despite great advancements in medical technology, it is still not and will never be perfect. But God's ability to see inside us and who we really are is perfect. I often say, God knows us much better than we even know ourselves. There are many people in our society oblivious to the fact that God sees them, yes, in a physical sense, but more important in a spiritual sense. He knows the condition of their hearts. Many in our society live as if God cannot see them and does not know their thoughts and true character. Some try to act good to impress others, and sometimes they think this will impress God. All the while their hearts are damaged because of sin. When God looks into our hearts, it is often not a pretty picture. We have a life-threatening condition called sin. But despite what God sees, He wants to save us from this dreaded condition. Psalm 68:20 says, our God is a God who saves. God sees us as we are, and He saves us the way we are. The familiar words of the song that the Billy Graham Crusade has used so many times. just as I am. Verse 5 says, just as I am, thou wilt receive, wilt welcome, pardon, cleanse, relieve. There are times when a doctor will look at someone and tell them, I'm sorry, but there is nothing else I can do. There is no hope. But with God, there is always hope. No matter what our condition may be, no matter how much sin has ravaged us, God can and will still cure us.